Today I choose to follow you.
Good morning. This is Monday, the 3rd of October, and it's Coffee with God. Trust that you got a decent cup of coffee. Awesome. If you have your Bibles, turn to John chapter 7, verse 24. Johannes, hoofstuk 7, vers 24. Now, the context for this is Jesus has gone up to a feast, and it's the Feast of Booths, and he's keeping a low profile because the Pharisees are out to kill him, they're out to trick him, they're out to capture him. He'd healed somebody, made them better on the Sabbath day, and the people are upset and are accusing him of working on the Sabbath, breaking the law. And he says to them, it's so amazing. Moses said to you, you must circumcise the children on the 8th day. And even if the 8th day is a Sabbath, the Jews used to do it. They kept the law. And here Jesus says to them in verse 24, do not judge according to appearance, but judge with righteous judgment. And what he's saying here is, he's saying to them, I healed a man on the Sabbath day, made a man completely well, not just a circumcision which aligns him to a faith and is a law that brings him in line with that which Moses gave them to do. I healed a man, and Moses didn't give that law man-made. He didn't think it up. It came from God. And Jesus, under the inspiration of the Holy Spirit, under the direction of God, fulfilling the will of God, brought healing to that man. And so often, the state of our heart will will determine how we interpret people's actions. If we want to see good in them, we will see the good and we'll interpret it in a good way. If we want to see bad, if we don't like that person and we're looking for reasons to criticize, to judge, to malign, to skinner, to badmouth, then we will interpret their motives and their actions in a negative way. So the state of our heart will determine how we see the world around us and how we see the actions of people around us. Ander mense se dade word geïnterpreteer of word deur die word beïnvloed deur hoe ons hart is teenoor hulle. En ons moet baie versigtig wees dat ons nie vooropgestelde idees het en dan bevestig ons dit deur wat ons sien en ons interpreteer dit op 'n manier wat ons motiewe of ons gevoelens dan motiveer. So be careful that as you go through this day, that the state of your heart is open to God's leading, God's guidance, because God sees the good. And that's why he says here, do not judge according to appearance, but judge with righteous judgment. Judge the right thing. Do the right thing. Allow God to give you what he's doing in that situation. And see God's hand, see God's plan, see God's will being done through other people as they do things. And it all depends on the state of your heart. If you're in a negative frame of mind, then everything will be interpreted negatively. But if you're in a positive frame of mind, then all things will be positive. Check the state of your heart and judge righteously. What does it mean to be righteous? It means to allow the right thing to be done. And God always does the right thing. So Jesus' healing on the Sabbath, because he was doing it under the inspiration and the guidance and the leading of God, he did the right thing. Whether it was breaking the outward law and it looked bad from the outside, the righteous thing was that he was obeying God. So as you go into today, look at other people, look at what's happening around you, and make sure that God gives you insight as to what's happening in and around you. Have a wonderful, wonderful Monday. May the Lord inspire you, bless you, and be with you in this day.